Proposed housing development in Gwinnett County is a big concern tonight for many neighbors, as well as a nearby wildlife sanctuary.
Atlanta News First reporter Adam Murphy is live at the Yellow River Wildlife Sanctuary next to the proposed site where many are deeply concerned. Adam.
Carly, the plan calls for hundreds of homes to be built just steps away from this wildlife sanctuary and also protected animals. And now some worry it could put both wildlife and the community at risk.
Hey, I think some other ones want some, okay?
10-year-old Miles Prince spent the day doing what he loves most, visiting with the animals at the Yellow River Wildlife Sanctuary in Lilburn. The sanctuary is home to several different species, including owls, bison, and even wolves. It has been a popular attraction for many years, but this peaceful place could soon border a major housing development.
I mean, people are going to hop the fence, loose animals, people have outdoor cats. They're going to get to the facility, then the sanctuary is going to get in trouble.
Lisa Prince said her son took action when he learned that a rezoning request would allow nearly 300 homes to be built on this 29-acre property right next to the wildlife sanctuary.
It would pollute the area and it would have more traffic.
So Miles decided to use some of his Boy Scout skills and round up signatures from those opposed to the development and deliver them to county commissioners. A proud mom moment for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
Atlanta News First reached out to Gwinnett County Commissioner Ben Koo, who represents the area. He sent this response saying, "As your commissioner, it is important to me that I represent our community and carefully consider all input before making any decision."
If roles were reversed, if I was to pitch the idea to the county, I want to put a sanctuary or zoo in the middle of a residential area, we know what their answer is. They're not going to do it. It's silliness.
Atlanta News First also reached out to the developer of that property but did not hear back. Now, let's make it clear here, the proposal is still in the early stages with the Gwinnett County Planning Commission set to review it in May, so it would take that commission as well as all the commissioners, not just Commissioner Koo, to review this and make a decision, and that is forthcoming. We're live in Lilburn tonight. Adam Murphy, Atlanta News First.